All right, folks, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Can you see me?
Yes.
All right, we're in business. Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm the one that does most of the communication with you guys, and I'm here to give you the first course.
Thank you, Kathy.
The first course in our backpack program training. Just a couple of quick housekeeping things. If you could just keep your microphones on mute unless you have a question or a comment or something to share. Just mute your microphones, and that way we'll be able to address everyone's questions and hear everybody's great ideas. One of the reasons that we decided to go video conference style is to allow folks to have some interaction and some networking with coordinators across the state. We are spread out from obviously Missoula all the way to the eastern side of the state, and that can make traveling to train folks challenging. And this also allows, you guys to network and share things that are going well in your program, challenges that you're facing, and to know that there's lots of us out there that can help each other. Before we get started, I'd like everyone to introduce themselves, and if you could just say your name, where you're from, and how long you've been involved with Backpack, just to give everyone in the conference a feel of who's all here with us today. Let's go ahead and start with Butte. Your microphone is muted. Sorry.
Hi, sorry. Okay,
Oh.
hi, I'm Carrie Lowney. I'm the school counselor at Kennedy Elementary in Butte, and I've been involved in the program for 2 years.
Thanks,
I'm
Carrie.
Jenny Berkheimer. Sorry. I'm Jenny Berkheimer. I'm the counselor at Margaret Larry, and I've been involved in, this is my second year.
Okay, fantastic. Let's see, who else do we have on here? Karen, is that you?
Yeah. This is I'm Karen Coleman, and Bobby Seacrest is here with me, and we're expecting another one to join us.
Okay,
Just,
great.
And we're in White Sulphur Springs, and we're brand new.
Fantastic. Yeah, you guys are just getting started next month, right?
Right.
Right. All right. And last we have, yes. Can you unmute your microphone? No? Okay, so you will be just listening today. If you have any questions throughout the course of the training, go ahead and just email them to me, and then we can address those since we can't hear you. Okay? All right. So we're just going to get started with some basic child hunger statistics. Child hunger in Montana is kind of a growing problem. 1 in 5 children in our state are food insecure. 19.7, so almost 20% of children in Montana live in poverty, and 41% of children are at risk of hunger. Almost 50% of households that receive SNAP benefits also include children in those households, and approximately 62,000 children in Montana are enrolled in free and reduced priced school lunch meals. Some basic definitions for you on hunger things. Food insecurity is basically when a person doesn't always know where their next meal will come from. In this case, for children, it means that a child does not get sufficient food and nutrition outside of school. The definition of hunger is a total lack of food security that can lead to physical symptoms and sicknesses, illnesses. SNAP, as I referred to before, is a supplemental nutrition assistance program that was formerly known as food stamps. And like I said, 46.5 of households that receive SNAP have children living in those households. And then the free and reduced price school meals obviously are invaluable to our students and to the school programs. But what do kids do when they're not in school? That's where the backpack program comes in. One of the biggest reasons that backpack was started is a school nurse in Little Rock, Arkansas, found students coming in with symptoms of stomach aches, headaches, dizziness, and she attributed it to some chronic hunger issues. So she began putting together this program where she would provide weekend food for children to see if it improved some of their symptoms, and sure enough, it did. They would go home with enough food for the weekend and come back on Monday more ready and able to learn. This is an official program of Feeding America, which is a national organization, which the Montana Food Bank Network is a part of their network. And Feeding America adopted the backpack as an official program in 1996, I want to say. And we began distributing in Missoula in 2006. So where is the backpack program? Right now, the stars that you can see on this map are where we currently have backpack programs going strong. The blue stars are newer sites that are just started this year or are coming on. We need to put a star on that map for White Sulphur Springs and add you guys to our new programs list. But as you can see, you know, there is this giant gap. There's this giant hole right in the middle of the state where we're not reaching schools and folks that would also benefit from this program. And so this is just kind of to give you guys an idea of our target areas and what we're looking to do as far as expansion for the program. Do we have any questions so far on the basics of the program, how it got started, or where we're at right now? All right, we'll just keep on plugging along. Chronically hungry children, it can be defined by 4 different categories. The backpack program is designed for students who are food insecure and who are not getting sufficient food outside of school on a regular basis, which leads to chronic hunger. Chronic hunger is the long-term or persistent inability to meet minimum food consumption requirements. That's kind of the official definition. So the purpose of the backpack program is to reach these children and just get them referred so that they can meet their nutritional needs. Some of the things that you'll see in physical appearance in chronically hungry children are thinness or obesity. They will sometimes have dry, cracked lips, or their skin is a little bit dry. You can kind of see that it's not as supple as it could be. School performance. Sometimes you have excessive absences, frequent tardiness, a short attention span, or even behavior issues can be as a result of chronic hunger. In the home environment, often children will be responsible for preparing their own meals, or a sibling will prepare meals for them, for the family. They move frequently, maybe have a loss of household income. Any type of family crisis can lead folks to that kind of definition of chronic hunger. So what are some of the common signs that you guys see that kind of prompt you to refer kids to the backpack program? And if you want to just raise your hand, then I can kind of pinpoint and call on you and unmute your mics and go ahead. Jennifer?
Okay, can you hear us okay?
Yes.
Okay, just running to the food line, we see a lot of kids asking for seconds or thirds during lunchtime, or coming to school hungry and asking for breakfast and always waiting around for leftovers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you see any?
That's pretty classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are some of the classic behavioral traits that you'll see kids doing is rushing the food lines, asking their friends for leftovers, or hanging by the trash can to see who's going to dump something. Those are things that behavior-wise that you're going to be looking for. Other behavioral traits in the classroom can be seen as, that short attention span, or, an inability to concentrate. Any other symptoms or signs that you guys are seeing in your schools maybe that you wanted to share with us?
Can you hear me now?
I can. Welcome. Tell us your name really quick.
It's Daisy Carl-Smith, and I'm from Trout Creek School. And
Great.
We've been doing the backpack program for about 3 years now.
Okay, wonderful.
But we can see we have 100% free and reduced lunch at our school. So over the years, we've seen kids put scrambled eggs in their pockets to bring home.
Mm-hmm.
they'll actually say, I'm hungry. They'll
Yeah.
actually ask to be in the backpack program. How do I get that food? And so some are very vocal about it.
Okay. Good. Thank you. I'm glad you're with us now. White
Well, it
sulfur.
kicked me out, so there must have been an error going on.
Okay.
So.
And now you're back in action. Awesome.
Yep.
White sulfur. What have you guys seen that prompted you guys to apply for the backpack program to come on as a new program this year?
Well, we have probably, 56% free and reduced lunches here. And I'm an FCS teacher, and even in the high school and junior high, the kids are constantly wanting food, asking for food. And in the elementary, we just want to supplement them so that, we don't have that issue with our kids.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're new, we'll tell you more about it.
Yeah,
once
of course.
we get going.
Of course. Great. Daisy, can I ask you a question really quick? Over the 3 years that you've been a part of the backpack program, have you seen improvements in some of these symptoms or behaviors?
Yeah, there it is.
Improvement. Well, yeah, I mean, especially from the survey
I see
that
a
you
bunch of
guys do at
people.
the end of the year.
Uh-huh.
We got a lot of survey results back from
Yep.
parents and
That's
students,
right,
and they actually say they really appreciate the food.
Okay, good.
As far as in the classroom, I don't know, because we have 35% of our students severe emotional disturbed.
Okay.
So I don't know if I could say it's gone down because of the backpack, certain behavior.
Right.
I don't know if I could.
Right,
It's
'cause
hard
there's
to
some other factors at play there.
specifically. Yeah, because they have mental health. But I can tell they'll say, it sure feels good to know they have something for the weekend or over the holidays. The parents are very open. I've only had one family in the past 3 years decline the backpack program, and then they moved out of district.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Greg, is that you that just joined us? Oh, nope, he's gone. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions or comments on chronically hungry children, then we will move on. Anything else there? All right. So referring students and notifying parents. Backpack is a referral-based program. The school identifies children that should participate, and it doesn't work any other way. Siblings of students that are referred are also automatically referred. So if you have a fourth grader that has a sibling in middle school and maybe a preschool sibling, that fourth grader would be eligible to take 3 bags each Friday for the weekend. Greg, is that you that just joined us?
Yeah, it just said that somebody hung up, or I don't know.
It wasn't
Call
me.
ended.
Would you just introduce yourself really quick? Let us know where you're at and how long you've been involved in Backpack.
So, I'm Greg Lemlin. I'm the counselor at Parkview Elementary in Dillon, Montana. And I believe this is our 4th year. Can't remember. I believe
Okay.
4th.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. You didn't miss a whole lot so far. We just kind of chatted about child hunger in Montana and some statistics on chronic hunger, those type of things. All right? So
Okay.
we're on to referring our students and notifying parents. Typically, 50% participation in free and reduced price meals is an indicator of a community that could possibly benefit from a backpack program. And on average, about 1/3 of free and reduced price participants are then also referred to backpack as they're seen as chronically hungry. Students referred to the backpack program are sent home with an opt-out letter. I know most of you guys know this already. But the opt-out letter allows parents to decline without having to contact the school or jump through any hoops. They just very discreetly sign the form, return it to school, and then that child is opted out of the program. So if you refer a new student, send them home with this opt-out letter, and if you don't receive it back, then the child is opted in, and then the family is okay with receiving the backpacks and participating in this program. Let's see. has anybody had any issues kind of with parents not wanting their child to participate in backpack, or wanting their child to participate in backpack, but the child doesn't display any of the symptoms? Any feedback
Yeah,
on?
The only issue I've had,
Go ahead. Greg, go
the
ahead.
only issue I've had is a student, the parents may have told the student they shouldn't have it anymore, but the student came to me and said, I really need it, I want it. So it's almost like, I don't know what to do if the student is telling me they want it, but the parent has told the student don't pick it up, or has told me that the student shouldn't pick it up anymore.
In those kind of individual cases, it might be worth reaching out and communicating with the parent and finding out, what prompted them to opt out, and if there is something else that you could encourage, like making sure the child gets to school early enough for breakfast, those type of things instead of backpack.
Right.
Any other comments there?
I've seen some similar situations, the parents saying that they don't want the kids, whether it's pride or whether there was a conflict with the school. Like we had a family that had it, and then a report was made on that family, and then to get back at us, they took the kids off the program. And then we have a couple of our older kids that are, I think, too prideful to take it home. So that's kind of what we're seeing, only on the opt-outs.
Are you K-8?
We are K6.
K6.
We both are K6.
I've had exactly the opposite, where the parents said they wanted to be in the program. The child is saying, no, we have plenty of food at home. So,
yeah.
Interesting. And in those cases, that's a little bit easier to troubleshoot. You can just really refer to the symptoms of chronic hunger, refer to that child referral form that you see on the screen, and if there's no boxes to check, even the other, there's a little space for other. If you can find a reason or, something that is indicating the child might need his assistance. But again, just refer to those symptoms, and maybe, again, encourage families to make sure their kids are at school on time for breakfast, or make sure that if they haven't filled out the free and reduced price application and they can get some lunches at a discounted rate, those are other ways to kind of combat some of those issues.
We've had two issues that are interesting. In one family, the parents came in and I asked, how's it going? And apparently the parent was taking the food every day and using it for lunch. And complaining about the milk that was in there. Didn't like the milk we were giving them for lunch. So that's interesting when the parents are using it for themselves and the kids are still going without.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's some way we can help the family more.
Right.
That's the first thing. And then secondly, we've had families where the kids bring it home and it's taken from them by the adults. So I'm wondering if there's a way we can service the entire family in those type of situations, that the kids will get something.
Right. I'm glad you mentioned that, because there is. One of the other things that I'm working on besides backpack is implementing school pantries. And this is something that really targets older students and families as a group, as a unit. So the older students often don't want that pre-prescribed backpack bag. They're too cool for that, or, they value their independence a little bit more. And so having access to a pantry within the school where they can make choices of what they want to take home on the weekend, or you can even set it up so families are eligible to come in once a month and pick some things up for their household.
That'd be great for us. Yeah, that'd be great for us, I think, because I want the kid to actually get some of the food.
Yes, absolutely. And so, Daisy, if you remind me, I will email you some information on school pantry stuff. If you just send me an email reminder, I'll send you some info on school pantry, and then we can talk more about how to get you guys set up.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
All right. Anything else on referrals, questions, or comments on referring and notifying students and parents? One other thing I did want to touch on is kind of giving the children an orientation once they've been referred to backpack. And you just have a really private, upbeat talk with the kiddo and explain to them that there's nothing wrong with receiving backpack. tell them exactly when and where they will receive the bags and where to go access them if they miss that distribution somehow. This is a great opportunity to kind of build a trusting relationship with the students, and you will probably find out, you know, some things about the home environment in these conversations as well.
I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, the forms are online. The form you put up there, that's online.
No, it is
Referral
not
form
online.
For the opt-out. Did you send that to us?
I can. If you don't have it, I absolutely will.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, let me
And
just make a
who
note of
does
that really quick.
Who does the conferences with the children?
The backpack coordinator. So
Okay.
once you receive the referrals, then you'll meet with the children and explain the details of what the situation is to them.
Okay, thank you.
So I made a note of that. All right, let's get to reporting so we can kind of keep this moving. If nobody else has any questions on referrals or talking to parents. All right, reporting requirements.
Oh, I have one question. Sorry.
Sure, no, go ahead.
What if a family requests free food, but they aren't meeting the physical characteristics and other things you had posted?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do in that scenario?
I would probably show the parents the referral form, showing the attributes that you're looking at when you refer children. And then if there is a church or a food pantry or something like that in the community, provide them that information as well. Any other community resources that might be available.
Okay. Thank you.
And like I said, yeah, we'll talk more too about implementing a pantry at Trout Creek because it sounds like that might be pretty beneficial to you.
Yes. Okay.
All right, let's go over the reporting form real quick. At the top, you're gonna do school name and city if you can. There are several schools in Montana that have the same name, like there are West Elementaries in both Butte and Great Falls. We have a Sunnyside school in a couple of different places. So if you could include the city at the school name line, that would be really helpful for me. Coordinator and contact information, obviously. And then when you receive these each month, they do have the dates plugged into these spots. So you'll just go ahead and record your number of students in each corresponding week throughout the month. This spreadsheet comes to you with the formulas already embedded, so really all you should have to do is plunk in your numbers and it'll total everything for you. If that isn't working, let me know and I'll make sure that I get you the proper documents. When referring siblings of referred students, you're going to record them in the siblings column, and students at the school that are enrolled in the school will go in the students column. At the bottom, this is where you're going to record first-time students. So again, the dates will be plugged in here, and this should total for you automatically. The first time a student receives a bag with that opt-out letter, they will be recorded in first-time students. Every time after that, they'll go back up into the running count. So say the first week of this month you had 3 first-time students. Then the following week, up at the top, they would be in this running count of number of students. Same with siblings. First time, record down here, and then the second time, or every subsequent time, they're going to be recorded in the top half. That just gives us kind of a frame of reference of, you know, we're serving 70,000 backpack bags throughout the school year, but to how many kids? It just gives us a frame of reference to apply for grants and funding and be able to show the benefits of the program. So your number of total bags, again, will go in this column, and everything will total for you automatically at the bottom. And the number of households as well. So if you have, 3 siblings, they would count in 1 household on that column. The other really important thing that we're tracking now, and again, this is for grant opportunities and for seeking funding, is the site coordinator hours. If you guys tell us how many volunteer hours you're contributing, it does allow us to show on the ground what it takes to run a backpack program. And we are keeping track of those through our volunteer coordinator at Montana Food Bank Network. So, are there any questions at all on reporting? All right, we're back in action. So no questions at all on reporting. You guys have a pretty good handle on that. You feel comfortable with it? And all of you guys are doing awesome. I've been getting reports on time, consistently. You're doing a really good job. So just keep it up. And if you ever, come across any questions or have a problem, let me know. That's what I'm there for. Right. So delivery and storage of backpack meals. We do delivery on a 6-week cycle. Again, the state of Montana is humongous, and so we have trucks that go out across the entire state almost every day, but they're going to food banks, they're going to churches, they're dropping things off all over different types of places, and backpack program is one of those places. And so the delivery cycle is 6 weeks, and that just allows our drivers to keep the good rotation going. It is really beneficial for your school to be sure that you're providing accurate counts and to ensure a regular, stable supply of bags. If you have a change in counts in between delivery cycles, let me know as soon as possible so that we can make sure to get the corrected amount on your next delivery. There is a little bit of flexibility.
Stephanie, I have a question.
Sure.
What do you mean changing counts? Like if we have 1 or 2 students drop off, or?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. If you have fluctuation, if you lose 2 or gain 3 or even just 1, just get those numbers to me, and that way I can keep everything updated and get you guys exactly what you need.
So you want us to notify you of those number changes immediately?
Well, when you have a chance. I mean, you don't have to drop everything, but when you're thinking about it, maybe when you're recording your numbers, you could even indicate on the sheet in some way, we added 3 this month or something.
Okay, sure, because we do have a very transient population that we add and drop all the weekly. We add and drop. So,
how's your supply been? Do you kind of have a little bit of a buffer then?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Okay.
So we usually have like a box or 2 extra delivered just in case, because we like in the last week we got 8 new students and then dropped 3.
Right. So you really needed that. That's the other thing that we'll be looking at pretty closely over the next couple of months is your supply and your stock that you have, because as we get closer and closer to the end of the school year, we're going to want to make sure that you guys don't have an excess of bags just sitting there over the summer, or you're going to run out 2 weeks before school ends, any of those things. So we want to start troubleshooting that. Like probably next month, we'll start looking at supply and what we're going to need to finish out the school year at each place. Storage of the backpack bags is pretty big. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Jennifer.
I just was going to say, it's nice to have a couple extras, because I don't know if anybody else, I know Carrie's had them too, where you've had the explosions, where the bean thing that's in there has, gotten all over everything. So it's kind of nice to have some extras just in case anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that. Every once in a while, you do get something that comes open or leaks, and then you have to, obviously not give that to a child.
Couple of them in a box that are kind of,
Yeah.
And this year, we have gone to a more sturdy reinforced box, because that was happening more often last school year. And so this year, I think that has improved.
That has
been much better.
Okay, good. That's good feedback for us too. So again, with storage, we're just making sure that very, very basic food safety guidelines are followed. The boxes should be 6 inches off of the floor. They should be in a closed, locked closet or cabinet, and free from any pest activity or entry points, and just also someplace that is cleaned on a regular basis. So just basic food safety as far as storing the bags. Any questions on delivery or storage? Cycles? Reporting? No? All right. We're cruising right along here. So fiscal sponsorship. This is going to be one of the newer pieces this year. Because of the increased need and the expansion to many other underserved areas of Montana, the Montana Food Bank Network cannot continue to serve as a fiscal sponsor for all sites. And because schools are not 501c3 tax-exempt organizations, we cannot directly invoice to the school either. Fiscal sponsorship, basically in a nutshell, is just a partnership to help raise and manage the funds for Backpack. So if you pull out your Backpack program elements sheet that was in your packet, then we'll be able to go over this a little bit more with the roles of everybody involved. So the role of us at the Montana Food Bank Network basically is to provide your bags, track statewide information, and distribution, and just meet your overall needs, provide support to coordinators. That's our job. The role of the school is going to be student referrals and bag distribution. That's basically, what you guys are there for, is to catch these kids that need the help and make sure that they have it. And then also, we'll talk about this a little bit more tomorrow too, is to assist with some of the fundraising and being able to gain some funds to sustain your programs. And then the 501c3 organization, and that's going to be a tax-exempt organization that will be able to help raise the funds for your program. They will also control and track the funds. The reason for this is that Montana Food Bank Network can then invoice directly to a fiscal sponsor, which is a tax-exempt org, just like we are, and we cannot invoice to schools. So it's basically just kind of a middleman for the money part of the Backpack program. And one of the other things about finding a fiscal sponsor is it really can help stabilize some of the community awareness for your program. We're trying to match schools up with fiscal sponsors that are already invested and involved in the community and have a similar mission to our mission, so that we know they're going to be invested in feeding hungry kids. Let's see what else here. This can be potentially confusing area for folks, and if you guys have any questions, feedback on fiscal sponsorship. One of the other things that I'm doing is kind of pinpointing and locating potential sponsors for schools and for Backpack sites. And so I will probably be reaching out to most of you in the next couple of months as well, to try and hook you up with, meeting with development companies, or with Rotary clubs, different things in your area that we might be able to identify as a good partnership for your school and for this program. But since you live in your communities and you know the people that work and live there, it's also really beneficial for you guys to know about this piece, so that you can start those wheels turning a little bit. It could even be a church. It could be any tax-exempt organization. So if you have any idea of people or places that might be a good fit for this program at your school, let's get those wheels turning and start some conversations, so we can get you guys all self-sustained and not be worrying about, grant funding and trying to find this and that and piece it together. We will talk a little bit more about fiscal sponsorship and fundraising tomorrow. So if you guys have questions or things bubble up overnight, we'll touch on this again tomorrow for sure. Nothing right now?
Yes, I do have a question.
Okay.
So for our program starting, the Montana Food Bank then helps us for a year, and then we have to assume our own funding. Is that the correct timeline?
Right, that is correct. And over the course of that year, we will be looking for a fiscal sponsor and, kind of beginning to form that partnership, so that you'll have the year under us to begin your fundraising for subsequent years.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like I said, we will revisit this again tomorrow. So if things come up, just jot your questions down, and we'll see if we can get everybody's questions answered on that. All right, you guys, this is the last slide. We cruised right through today. We are here to help. My main purpose is to provide support to you guys and help in any way possible. I mean, I will come to your school and promote, or whatever it is that you need. I'm here for you. So the other things that we provide besides that support to schools is program design input. since we are part of the Feeding America network, we do get, best practice updates and things like that that we'll pass on to active sites as they come along. Training for coordinators, just like this, we can set up, web video conference style trainings. I can do over the phone. I will come see you, whatever it is that you need. We can provide that. Technical assistance, if you need any electronic materials or anything that you come across that might be helpful, we can certainly help with those things as well. Agency relations, this is where we're gonna probably start with some of the fiscal sponsorship stuff. Montana Food Bank Network has over 200 partner agencies across the state. Partner agencies are our local food banks, they're churches, we've got a couple of youth homes that are distributors of food from our network. And so that's probably where we'll start with trying to hook you guys up with fiscal sponsors, because we already have a relationship with those folks and they already kind of know the lingo, they have a similar mission, and that's going to be our kind of jumping off point to get everybody partnered. Again, the best practice updates as we get those, or as we find things that work and don't work, we'll pass them along so everybody has the information that's going to make their program successful. And any strategic planning assistance, this is where we're looking at funding. This is where we're trying to brainstorm fundraising ideas or look for grants that might be available to fund your program. And then again, the branding and marketing. It is an official program of the Feeding America Network, and so backpack logos and any type of print materials or outreach materials we can provide, and you guys are free to use any of the branding or marketing tools that we have in our toolbox. So if anything comes up at all, you guys always have our contact information. Jeff is available as well as myself Monday through Friday. And this concludes course 1. I just do have a couple of quick reminders. There is an evaluation form in your packet. So if you could fill those out, you could even do maybe after tomorrow's presentation and get those back to us. That just gives us an idea of, how this worked for you, what you're looking for in backpack training, and what other kind of support that you need. And then the other piece is that these trainings are eligible for OPI renewal credits. And so after tomorrow's training, I will go through and mail those renewal certificates to everybody on the list, whether you need them or not. If you don't need it, that's fine, but I'm just going to send them to everybody so that if you want to access those renewal credits, they're there for you. So thank you everybody so much for coming. Are there any last minute questions or things that you guys wanted to chat about? No? All right. Well, thank you so much, and I will see all of you again tomorrow.
I have one little question.
Sure. Go ahead, Daisy.
Karen.
Oh, Karen, I'm sorry.
Were the packets mailed out, or are they online, or who are the little packets you're talking about mailed to?
The packets, like
packets. Like your evaluation form.
Oh, I emailed those. Did you not get it?
Oh. Not that I know of, but I will check, because I get
no problem.
100.
Okay, and I can resend it too when I get back to my desk today. That's no problem at all.
Okay. Thank
Sure.
you.
Yeah.
And Steph, you remember I won't be there tomorrow?
Right. I'm going to see you for the second half on the 27th. Yes. Bring your fundraising ideas.
27th of
February.
March?
March, yes. Yes, your March. I have one other school that's doing the second half in February. It's 27th. Got it.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Greg.
Stephanie?
Yep.
Yes.
Daisy,
I'm not going to be here tomorrow either. So,
Jennifer, is that you, Jennifer?
yeah, that's me. I can't be here tomorrow either.
Okay.
So, do I get the information from her? How
Yes,
do I
I
do
was
that?
going to say, Carrie, if you're going to be here tomorrow and you want to just take some notes and get the gist of the info back, that's fine with me. I'll check you guys both off as trained.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be great.
That'd be
Great.
perfect. Thank you.
Okay. And then Daisy, did you
This
have
is
another
Daisy.
question? Hi.
I was just, no, it's a statement.
Oh, okay.
The packets were emailed by you on the 13th of February.
Okay.
So if you
cool.
go check your emails, it's probably under February 13th.
Did you get that, Karen? Yep, she's writing it down. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Daisy.
Good.
I'll
Yeah.
look.
Great.
Okay.
It was mailed the 13th of February. I probably just got it.
It was emailed. It was, yeah.
I know,
Email.
but sometimes it comes in and sometimes it doesn't.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
And if you want, I can drop one in the post as well.
No, I'll check. I'll
Okay,
let you know
sounds
if I
good.
can get it. Thank you.
Sounds good. All right, thanks
Okay.
everybody. I'll see most of you
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.